Alright, so we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and it is finally time. The Monkey Man himself is coming to Global Dokkan very soon, so obviously we can do the Coming to Global showcase on him. Now, if you're not aware, this guy is a very good unit, definitely a very good release just for all of his teams. Basically, what his teams needed was just a good slot 1 option, and this guy is exactly that. He gets damage reduction just built into his kit for free, and then he gets more damage reduction in slot 1. His damage is going to be really crazy. He's carrying over defense for multiple turns, and just overall, he's a really good unit. They designed his standby very similar to the Z Duo, so obviously if you have them, you know that you go into the standby, and then you're just a defensive juggernaut. Like, you are taking no damage whatsoever, and instead of going into Vegeta, obviously you go into Oob, and when you do go into Oob, I would say they're just the best defensive unit in the game, even better than Z Duo when they have their standby. They're getting more damage reduction per key spheres obtained. They still have the guard built in. They're orb changing. They've got nullifications. They've got higher stats. There's just so much to where they're really crazy. So, a really good unit all around. And then when you go into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, it's over. There's really no, getting around that. It's just, it's over. You won the fight. That's basically it. So, a very good unit all around. This is the team we're going to be rocking them on. As you can see, we do have a lot of good linking partners. We got a lot of good support units as well. So, yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and get right into it. Now, hopefully our opening rotations are somewhat good. Okay. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten a Super Saiyan 4 Goku in each rotation, but whatever, it is what it is. So there's a lot to go over with this guy. Like I said, he's got his Super Saiyan 4 state, which is what you get when you first start the fight. And then he's got the Majub, standby. And then also there's full power Super Saiyan 4. So a lot to go over. I won't waste your time. We can just go ahead and start getting into his kit. So his super attack effects is that he raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy, and then greatly lowers attack. So greatly lowering attack is really good, obviously, for stuff like Super Battle Road, or honestly any event where you can just get it, because, getting a 50% attack debuff is really useful. It's either 50% or 30%. I'm not entirely sure on that, actually. Because I know typically, if you greatly raise defense, obviously you get 50% defense, but with, lowering defense and stuff like that, I think it's a little bit different. So I'm not sure if he's lowering attack by 50% or 30%, but regardless, still very useful. And then on his 18 key, he raises defense for 4 turns and then causes mega colossal damage. So a 4-turn, 30% defensive buff is definitely very good. Key isn't really going to be an issue with this guy, too. We'll go over why that is, the case in a couple of seconds. But, yeah, always going to be getting an 18 key super with this guy. And then him raising defense for multiple turns on his 18 key is obviously very useful. And then just to start, going over his passive and all that, he starts off with 3 key and then 150% attack and defense. So him getting 3 key start of turn is one of the reasons he's going to be getting his 18 key very frequently. And then also, he's getting 1 key per key sphere obtained. So you can see now, key is not going to be an issue with this guy whatsoever. He has start of turn key, and he's getting key per key sphere obtained. So, yeah, going to be very easy to get that 18 key super attack off with him. He also has a lot of good linking partners, and he does have some key links as well. So, key, just again, because I haven't said it enough already, is not going to be an issue with him. And then he also gets 70% attack when launching a super, and then a high chance for all attacks to become critical hits when he launches an ultra super attack. So, basically, you get that 18 key, which, like we've said, you're going to get that pretty frequently because, say it with me now, key isn't going to be an issue with this guy. Then you got that 50% chance to crit, which is obviously very good because, I mean, you saw his attack stat on that first turn. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't, crazy. Anyway, we're here at, 535k defense. Okay, so let me put this in perspective for you. That's 535k defense with no support. We also get 30% defense on super, and we get an additional 70% defense because he's in slot 1, and 40% damage reduction. So we're going to be pushing 1,000,000 defense right here after the turn starts and we get our super, and we've got 40% damage reduction. And also, this is just the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You go into Majub and then full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So this is not this guy's cap. He can get much better than this. So I would say this is really crazy. I mean, this guy is just a great release all around. Like I said, a lot of his teams did need a good slot 1 option, and that is exactly what this guy is. I mean, he's helping a lot of really weak teams as well. Stuff like Full Power, Giant Ape Power. What else does he have? Oh, yeah, All Out Struggle, Connected Hope, Entrusted Will, Accelerated Battle, Bond of Friendship. Yeah, I forgot. That category sucks. Bond of Friendship. I don't think Bond of Friendship was ever good. So, a lot of really weak teams that this guy is helping. And of course, he's on some really good teams as well. Pure Sands, you know, Kamehameha, Earthbred Fighters, just a lot of the basic Goku categories that are obviously very good because we get a lot of Gokus. Okay, so on this rotation right here, we're not going to be looking as good. We do have a lot of support, but we are missing a lot of really important links. Obviously, stuff like Sand Roar, Super Sand, Prepare for Battle, Legendary Power, Shocking Speed. There is a lot of attack and defense between all those links. But right here, we're at 247k defense. I mean, yeah, we're just going to throw him in slot 1 so then he can get that 40% damage reduction. Yeah, 13 Key Spheres. All right. Yeah, no issue with Key with him. Although I think the Trunks and Giru, they do obviously orb change a little. So makes it a little easier for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku to get Key. But still, what are we looking at right here? In terms of our attack stat, we should be pretty good. We received an attack, so we got that buff going on, which we're going to go over in a second as well. And we're over 11 million with a 50% chance to crit. Yeah, pretty good. I would definitely say that's pretty good. So just to finish going over his kit, because we're probably going to get the standby soon, and when we get that, obviously, I want to start talking about that. So he also gets the additional 70% attack and then 70% defense for 3 turns when an attack is received. So that's why you saw on that previous turn, we did get the extra little attack and defense after we received an attack. And we get that for 3 turns. Now, the cool thing about that is it's when an attack is received or evaded. So technically, if you dodge the first attack, which he does not have built in, but he is int, so he's got the base 5 dodge. So I guess technically he's got some dodge built in. But if you want to go full dodge with this guy, which I don't necessarily recommend, but I don't advise against it either because I've already kind of said it. This guy is a defensive unit. He gets all the damage reduction. He gets a lot of defense, start of turn, and all that. So if you want to argue this guy being a defensive unit, I could definitely see it. And with defensive units, going full dodge makes sense because it's just capitalizing on their defense. You know, they're not taking any damage from the attacks you dodge. So I could see you potentially going full dodge with this guy, and if you do, that does not affect the Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here, because like I said, that 70% to attack and defense you get for 3 turns is when you receive an attack or evade an attack. So, very useful with that, obviously. Alright, right here we are at 314k defense. Oh wow, okay. Well, I guess Key can be an issue with him sometimes. Although, to be fair, we're only getting 1 Key Sphere. If we got 2 Key Spheres, we would have gotten an 18 Key Super Attack. Alright, well, I guess we could just play it like this. I do want to keep him in slot 1 just to obviously have that 40% damage reduction, because right here, well, we're going to get the 70% attack and defense, like, start of turn, because we have him in slot 1. So then that's going to bring his defense up to, like, I think 400k? Maybe, like, 450k-ish defense. We also get the 30% defense on super attack for 4 turns, so then that's going to put us closer to 600k. And then also, if we haven't received an attack, or, you know, we get the attack and defense for 3 turns, and if we don't have that, then we're going to get another 70% attack, so then that could put us at like 700, 800k-ish defense. And then that level of defense with 40% damage reduction, you guys get it. Very good. Now, we don't have any defensive support right here, but we do have some attack support from the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, so his attack stat should be pretty good right here. And no, we didn't have that buff activated either. You can see we got the attack and defense. So not even an 18 key super, and we're basically at 10 million still. I mean, yeah, very good. We don't have the 50% chance to crit, but a 9.8 million attack stat is still just good by itself. I mean, yeah, not a whole lot to say. Just very good, right? It's very good. Simple as that. Now, that's pretty much it with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, I already talked about everything else. He has the 20% damage reduction for free, and then he gets the 70% defense and 20% damage reduction as the first attacker in a turn. But then also, this guy does have the standby, and the condition to get the standby, which... No, we cannot get right here. Okay. Well, we should be able to get it here in a couple turns. The condition for it is that you have to receive 5 attacks. So that's not that difficult to get. I hear a lot of people complain about that. I mean, if I'm being honest, I can kind of see both sides, because receiving 5 attacks with this guy might be kind of tricky, especially if, you know, you're just not receiving that many attacks. I mean, that's kind of just all RNG. But also, you have to keep in mind, this is a slot 1 unit. So you're throwing them in slot 1 where majority of the attacks are most of the time. So you should be able to get the standby pretty frequently with him. I say that, and we're about to be here on turn 7, and we still don't have the standby. But I guess this is just kind of bad RNG, and this is also the Legendary Vegeta event. So it's not like we're taking that many attacks. If you bring him in a really difficult event, you'll receive a lot more attacks, and you should be able to get the standby a lot quicker, right? Okay, so right here, I think we should be able to kill, and then on the next turn, surely we'll get the standby. There's no way we don't get it on turn 7. If we don't get it next turn, then that is kind of an issue, because we're going to get it on turn 8. And that's not to say that this guy isn't good in fights. I mean, as long as you have him in slot 1, like we've said, he's pushing 1,000,000 defense with 40% damage reduction. But obviously, Majub is insane defensively. And then full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like damn near the best unit in the game. So you're going to want to get the standby into him. But anyway, we can play this. So yeah, let's see this very good animation. Okay, I feel kind of like an idiot right now. We could just play this rotation out. We'll play the animation later. We'll bring him in, like, I don't know, one of the red zone events, or maybe Cell Max, because he's got type advantage in there, and we'll play the animation there. But sorry, I completely forgot I had to skip on. So anyway, right here, 419k defense. So 419k defense might not seem the craziest to some of you, but yeah, let's put this in retrospective really quick. So we can't do any damage, unfortunately, which sucks, but we're not worried about his damage right now. We're just talking about his defense. He gets 300% defense start of turn. He gets 10% damage reduction per key sphere obtained, and then gets guard if 3 or more key spheres are obtained. So right here, yeah, we're going to get 3 key spheres, and we're going to get 60% damage reduction. So 60% damage reduction, and then over 400k defense with guard. Also, we're supporting all allies for 3 key and 70% defense the second turn that we have this guy. So right here, we don't have that support, but on the next turn, we will have that. And then we randomly change non-int key spheres of a certain type to int key spheres, and then we nullify all unarmed super attacks. So obviously, changing orbs is very useful because this guy does have key restrictions in his kit, but it's not really that bad because he's changing orbs. And then also, he has that nullification for all unarmed super attacks. Not a chance to nullify, not, you know, any of these weird conditions Dokkan likes to do. Just straight up nullifies all unarmed super attacks. I mean, that's pretty damn good. So we get guaranteed nullification against all unarmed super attacks. We've got, what, 500k defense, I think, with guard, and we've got 60% damage reduction, which you get the damage reduction and the guard with key spheres, and he's orb changing. So there's not many difficulties with this guy. Just a very good design, and in my opinion, probably the best defensive unit in the game, right? I don't think there's anyone that tops this guy. I mean, damage reduction, guard, support, nullification, orb changing, all of that is very good. Well, those are all, like, capabilities that defensive units typically have, and this guy just has all of it, and all of it is very good with this guy, and it just is a very good design for the standby. Now, I think we can get the standby with this guy. No, we can't. Damn. Alright, this Goku's struggling then. Well, we're going to be able to get it on the next turn. You can see we're receiving a lot of attacks. Now, obviously, we do have to get the, I think, 29 key spheres to then go into the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's either 29, or then maybe it's like 30. I don't know. I still don't even really know how the standby works, if I'm being completely honest. I know you have to get a certain amount of key spheres, and then you go into, obviously, you know, the next transformation or the next standby. But sometimes it gets a little complicated. But anyway, once you do go into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, like, it's just insanity, right? There's not really any getting around it. You guys are going to see on this next turn here, because I think we can get the standby. But he becomes very good, especially for that first turn. He's untouchable. Like, he's got guard, he's got a whole bunch of stuff I won't go into because we're about to see it here in a second. But he's just basically one of the best units in the game. I would say he's on the level of Bulma. And you guys know Bulma is just way above everyone in the game right now. But when you go into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's on that Bulma level. Like, he's right there. I would say he's either on the same level or just, like, a little bit below. And by a little bit below, I mean, like, just a hair. Like, just a nut hair below Bulma. So, you know, very good when he goes into full power Super Saiyan 4. And I think we can get it here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can. Alright, so I'm not going to make the same mistake I did earlier. Let's play this beautiful animation. Alright, so we are 15 minutes into the video, and we are still in the Legendary Vegeta event, and I still have to go over all of this guy's kit. So, just to start off, he gets 30% attack and defense on his 12-key super attack, and then he greatly lowers enemies' attack. Like I said, very good lowering enemies' attack, especially greatly lowering. And then his 18 key is that he gets 50% attack for 1 turn, and then 30% defense for 4 turns, so still carrying over defense into the next couple turns. Like I said, just with the normal Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's definitely very useful. And then this is where he gets really crazy. So the first turn you have this guy, he recovers 77% HP, so that's definitely very good. He gets guaranteed guard for 1 turn, and then all attacks become guaranteed crits for 3 turns from start of appearance. So this turn right here, he's got guaranteed guard. We recovered 77% HP, which we didn't really need it because, you know, we're in the Legendary Vegeta event. But if we were in a difficult event where we were taking a lot of damage, then that would have been very useful. And then, again, we get the guaranteed crit for 3 turns. So a lot of stuff you get for the first couple turns with this guy, which is going to make him really good. But then even when that stuff wears off, he's still really good. So he gets 7 ki and then 200% attack and defense. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. 7 key start of turn and then 200% to stats for a Dokkan Fest LR with, obviously, Dokkan Fest LR stats is pretty insane. And then also he gets an additional 2 key per int key sphere or rainbow key sphere obtained. And then he gets an additional 1 key for every other key sphere. So, yeah, key's not going to be an issue with him. You know, we've said that a million times, but, you know, it's just a fact. Key is never going to be an issue with him, really. And then he gets an additional 150% attack when launching a super attack, and then a great chance to crit when launching an ultra super attack. So then, even when the guaranteed crits wear off for those first couple turns, you still have that 70% chance to crit as long as you're doing your 18 key super. And then he gets an additional 59% attack, and then guaranteed crit when key is 24. So even when the guaranteed crits go away, you still get a guaranteed crit when key is 24, and most of the time you're going to be at 24 key, because this guy is getting 7 key start of turn, and then plus 2 key per int or rainbow key sphere obtained, and then he's still getting more key just every other key sphere obtained. So, yeah, not really that difficult to get that. And then also he gets 77% defense for 5 turns when an attack is evaded or received. He gets 25% damage reduction just for free, and then an additional 77% defense and 25% damage reduction as the first attacker. So I wanted to go over all of his kit because we're probably just going to kill right here. So I won't have enough time to go over his kit if I was just like playing through the fight normally, but I had to make sure I stopped because you're going to see this rotation right here. We got a little bit of support. We received an attack first. We have guaranteed crits. I don't know, man. Like, do you think that's good? I mean, just a 23 million attacks, that casual. Just very casual, you know. I mean, nothing insane. Just 23 million, 50% damage reduction, guaranteed guard, probably close to 1 million defense right here. That's Super Saiyan 4 Goku for you, man. This guy is very good. He is not overhyped. I don't know, man. They cooked with this guy. Which is weird because Dokkan has been on a very interesting fumble streak as of recently, I would say. A lot of EZAs aren't really amazing. A lot of the main releases. I mean, some of them have been good, like the Dokkan Fest 17 and 18 and the new Dokkan Fest Gohan and Piccolo. I would say those are really good releases, but other than them, been a lot of fumbles in Dokkan as of recently, but this guy is definitely not one of them. He was just perfect. Exactly what his teams needed, and just a really good unit all around. So, I guess with all that shown, we can go ahead and cut to the Cell Max test, or some difficult event with a tech enemy, because obviously we want him to have type advantage, but yeah, just a very good showing with this guy. He's just him. Very simple, right? Alright, so we're here taking on Stage 8 of the Shadow Dragon event versus Omega Shenron. I decided to just bring him in here because, I mean, let's be honest, this fight is basically made for him. This is like a really good fight against the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And one thing to keep in mind, with the up-and-coming Thank You Celebration Global, we should be getting this stage as well. So, I guess that's a cool thing coming up. This stage isn't really that difficult, but if you get caught, you can get caught, right? I like most stages now. So I guess it is kind of difficult, but most teams should be able to get through this as long as you get somewhat good RNG and maybe use an item or two. But anyway, right here we did get the transformation off into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is the first turn, so we have the guaranteed guard right here, and just a really good turn overall. We've got most of our links activated, but keep in mind, we are missing Sand Roar. Sand Roar obviously is a good amount to our stats, so, you know, we're missing out on a little bit of stats with that, but that's alright. We still have majority of our links activated. We don't have any support, but we're going to be at 24 key, and we are taking a super before we super attack. So this should be interesting. We've got the 50% damage reduction, we've got the guard. It is a really good turn for him, and we got the defense from that first attack. So how much is this doing? Anything under 100k, I would say is good. Okay, 84k. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good, and then an 18 million attack stat. So if we had a couple more links activated, that would have been well over 20 million. And we've got a guaranteed crit. Dude, that's so crazy. And then look at that, we get some of the additionals as well. This guy is so good, man. He's just crazy. I know we're here on turn 12, but I messed up. I got the key spheres to do the standby, but I messed it up and I didn't actually go into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so that was kind of my mistake. Typically, you're going to be able to get this a lot sooner. As you saw in the Legendary Vegeta event, we got the standby on, like, I think turn 7. So most of the time, you should be able to get it turn 6, 7, 8, which I know is the end of fights now, but that's not that big of a deal, because even the Super Saiyan 4 Goku you start off with is still really good. And then when you go into Majub, we already talked about it, he takes basically no damage. So, a very good unit all around. Not a whole lot I can complain about, really. I mean, I guess the only issues I have with them, maybe going into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku can be kind of difficult sometimes. Dude, that's about it. That's really all I could say. I mean, because he's just good, right? If you go into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's just arguably the best unit in the game, right? Like I said, he's on Bulma's level, but I guess getting there can be kind of difficult sometimes. So we'll just go ahead and play this rotation out. This is just normal Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so I'm kind of curious if we would survive this super right here as well. I'm pretty sure he's got the stats from, like, receiving an attack. So we've got a really good turn for him. And yeah, let's see how much he takes right here. I mean, this isn't necessarily insanely realistic. You're not really going to be on just normal Super Saiyan 4 Goku on turn 13. You'll be either in Majub or full power Super Saiyan 4, but we'll see. How much is it doing? 600k. All right, so that's a lot of damage. Number one, we survived it, so that's still good. And number two, we did not have the extra 70% attack and defense, so if we got the 70% attack and defense, we probably would have taken around maybe like 500k, 400k, and then if we got our super attack off first, that's another 30% attack and defense, or just 30% defense, excuse me, and then we would have taken probably closer to like 300k. So that's still pretty good, and we survived it too, so you got to keep that in mind. So, I mean, that's pretty useful, but I'll admit, that was a lot of damage. And yeah, dude, look at this. Almost 800k HP. His leader skill is another really crazy thing about him. He leads full power in GT heroes. Now, those two categories aren't insane, maybe as some things compared to, like, you know, Pure Saiyans, Earthbred Fighters, Battle of Fate, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, movie heroes, but those two categories still have a lot of really good options. You can see here, we got the Carnival LR Goku, the AGL one. There's the Tech Carnival LR Goku. We got the 7th year anniversary LR Monkeys, so the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. We got Orange Piccolo. We got EZA LR Gohan. Honestly, I could just pull up the categories really quick and start talking about it, because, like, dude, both of these categories are so good. By the way, 677k defense. And we've got 50% damage reduction. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, GT heroes, obviously we've got the GT duo, they're very good. We've got a lot of potential EZAs incoming soon, like maybe the Golden Week units, the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. We've got the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Dokkan Fest, he could EZA soon. And then Full Power has a lot of the main good units. Yeah, you got Kale, you got Dokkan Fest Super Trunks, you've got the Carnival LR Omega Shenron, not that you're going to run him next to the Goku, but he's still there. Yeah, you got Beast Gohan, you got Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta from the Cooler movie. You've got the Evolution Blue Vegetas. Okay, you got Blue Kaioken Goku. You got Go Bros. Who else you got on here? Oh, there's Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so when he gets his EZA, he's going to be on here. So there's a lot of really good units on here, honestly. His leader skill definitely could have been better, but it's not bad. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so we're going to play it like this. We might die here. Orange Piccolo might take too much damage from this AoE, but if we do, whatever, we'll just call it a video after that. Overall, I'm really impressed, man. This guy's insane. I am definitely going to summon for him, and if you guys are going to summon for him, I hope you manage to pull him, because, yeah, this guy is just amazing. Okay, 130k, so we should be able to survive this. And then I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku is going to kill. I mean, we have the 70% chance to crit still. We're at, yeah, an 18.8 million attack stat. Can we get an additional? If we get an additional that crits, then we kill. Okay, no, but we still did an ass load of damage, so GT Duo should kill. Alright, I guess that's pretty much been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku down in the comments, and let me know how many stones you got for his banner. I'm really excited about this guy coming to Global. Like I said, he's just an insane unit all around, and having a really good LR for Super Saiyan 4 Goku is very beneficial for the game, because like we said at the beginning of the video, he's on a lot of really weak teams. Stuff like Full Power, actually having a good lead now is really good as well. I don't think Full Power had a a leader skill, like a 200% leader skill before this guy's release. So just a good release all around, and I think he's going to be very beneficial to the game. So once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku down in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.